If y'all have a support system, please don't take it for granted. Don't take it for granted. Yeah, if you have a support system, I know family members may get on your nerves, but if somebody is willing to help you out, don't be ashamed to say you need help. Don't be ashamed to accept help. Because even though those are your kids or that's your kid, you gotta have a life too.
Hey, TW! Hey! Whoa!
Good morning. It is 11:35, August the 15th. I'm on my way to my 32-week appointment. In the event that we talk about anything, I'll make sure I'll share it with y'all. But I'm gonna go ahead and go to this appointment, and I'll catch y'all when I get there. While I'm on my way there, I feel like I should update y'all on what's been going on with my gestational diabetes. If you haven't seen my last video, go ahead and check that out. My last two videos, and I share like my grocery haul and my first few checks. So it's been about 2 weeks or so since I've been on this journey trying to regulate my sugars with diet, and I noticed that once I hit 32 weeks, my fasting number, which I cannot control that, my fasting number has been on the higher end. When I first found out I had gestational diabetes, my fasting number has always been in the 80s. The last few times I've checked my sugar, they have been 100, 90, 91, and I don't understand why. Now, like I said, this only happened once I hit 32 weeks. So I'm gonna talk to her about it. Hopefully they don't try to put me on no insulin. I don't have snacks late at night, so I know that's not affecting my numbers. When I wake up in the morning, I've checked my sugars the last few days. It has been on the, it's still not bad, but it's been on the higher end. So I'm gonna talk to her about that, and hopefully she can let me know something. And just pray, y'all. Pray for me. Just pray I don't have to do insulin. I mean, obviously if I have to, I will, but I ain't gonna be happy about it. I ain't even happy about what I've been going through now. You know, I already got a lot going on. I got 3 under 3. Well, I got 3 and under. I got 3, 2, and 1-year-old. And I'm 32 weeks pregnant. Just diagnosed with gestational diabetes. Having to check my sugar every 2 hours. Listen. In my mind, I'm trying to just think, okay, it's no different than if I was breastfeeding and I was pumping every 2 hours. It would actually take longer for me to breastfeed than it will for me to check my sugar. So I'm trying to be positive and trying to just think about it that way. But y'all, I had my dietitian appointment. I might include that in this video. I had my dietitian appointment. I had my 30-week appointment. So actually, let's backtrack real quick. I'm gonna show y'all a little bit of that, and then we're gonna fast forward because I got a hematology appointment tomorrow. So I'm gonna go back, catch y'all up, and then we're gonna bring it back to the present, okay?
So yeah, so happy to kind of walk through some things today. I'll just start, with some questions I have as far as kind of background, health history, kind of what you're currently doing regarding, your food intake. And then we'll go from there if that sounds good.
Yep, sounds good.
So let's see. So in terms of your personal medical history, we've got asthma, vertigo, seasonal allergies, the thrombocytopenia, and I am not familiar with that. Do you mind giving me a little
It's just
information?
low platelets during pregnancy.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Then do you mind walking through kind of what typical diet looks like right now as far as when you're eating meals, what meals might look like in general?
So since finding out, I had this whole mindset that I was going to make sure I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks in between. I'm going to do it right. So fasting, I check. Then I'll have breakfast. Typically for breakfast, I'll have eggs with turkey sausage or chicken sausage with a little bit of salsa on my eggs and cheese. And then if I don't do pancakes or a pancake, I just eat the turkey sausage and the eggs with the salsa and cheese. So that'll be breakfast. There's not really any carbs aside. Like if I don't do a pancake, I don't have any carbs in my diet for the most part. Like I don't eat carbs anyway. So really high protein for breakfast. Then I'll test 2 hours after. And then after, so like I've been trying to work on lunch and snacks. So typically I'll just give you a rundown my outside of food. Like during the week, I'm home with our kids all day. And I work nights. So I typically wake up, make breakfast for me and the kids. I'll have a snack before a nap, and then we'll take a nap, and then I'm up like around 5, between 5 and 6. So I don't get lunch, but I'll get a snack in before a nap. And then I'll have a late-ish dinner. So I kind of eat only 2 meals and a snack in between a day. I don't really do lunch because I'm sleeping during that time. And then, so that's that. But that aside, I have a snack. Snacks vary. Sometimes I do a protein bar. Sometimes I'll do a nutritional shake, a diabetic care nutritional shake with some cheese and some smoked turkey bites or something. Again, more protein, not really a lot of carbs. But the nutritional drinks, they do have carbs in them. And then, like I said, I skip lunch for the most part because I'm asleep. For dinner, it usually consists of chicken, seared chicken or baked chicken with broccoli or rice, brown rice. That's pretty much it. Oh, and then after, it depending on how late I eat dinner, I have a snack after dinner because I do work nights and I'm like, ooh, hungry. Yeah. And that'll be I'd try to do just a bar, a protein bar or some yogurt.
Sounds like a good start. I mean, your numbers look great. Any foods any food allergies or intolerances?
Just apple, oral apple allergy, but that's from the tree itself, like the birch tree. I found out because I can eat cooked apples. But I can't eat raw. I thought I was going crazy. I'm like, I can't eat raw apples, but I can eat them cooked, so I'm not real allergic. And the doctor's like, no, you're allergic. You're just allergic to the tree itself, not, so I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You're 30 weeks pregnant, correct?
Yes.
Okay. In terms of weight gain, is your doctor concerned? Do they want you gaining more?
They didn't say anything about weight gain. Blood pressure's been fine. The only thing they're concerned about are my platelets, and then I guess now this.
Yeah. Okay. As far as like your previous pregnancies with weight gain, kind of similar, if you remember.
Yeah. Not a whole lot of weight gain at all. No.
Okay.
At most, at the end, I'd say 10 total.
Okay. Is your job pretty active or is it more sedentary?
Definitely sedentary. I'm a sign language interpreter. So this chair I'm sitting in now, backdrop, this is where I work. This is where I work.
With gestational diabetes, more so than like type 2 diabetes, it is definitely a balance where you have to kind of make sure you are getting enough carbohydrates in, but not too much because, obviously your intake is supporting the fetus's intake as well. And so just for their healthy development and both of your brain health, carbs are essentially our primary fuel for brains. And so, kind of wanting, and biologically the setup is essentially the fetus will be prioritized over you. Mm-hmm. So, you want to make sure you're getting enough to kind of fuel their healthy growth and then, your maintenance as well. You're waking up or you're working your night shift. And then are you sleeping at all before you're making breakfast, getting up with the kids, or is it kind of one? Okay.
So depending on when I work, I either work a 9:30 to 3 shift at night, or a 12 a.m. to 6. So
Okay.
it's one or the other. When I work the 3 a.m., it's good. You know, I get my rest between 3 and 9-ish, because that's when they wake up on a bad day. When I say bad day, I mean for me, not for them. So, and then when I work till 6, I get that little, 2 hour, 3 hour, 2.5, 3 hour, because I have to wind down from being up. So, yeah, I'm getting a little bit of sleep before I have to wake up and fix breakfast. Good morning. I'm on my way to my doctor's appointment. This is my 30-week checkup, and I have a couple of questions I have to ask the doctor. This car is so small. Like, I just want my baby back. She's getting fixed. I forgot to say that in my last video, or the last portion of my video. We are in a different car for a little bit.
I can't believe I believed everything we had was less. So young and naive of me to think she was from your past. Silly of me to dream.
Tired. How are y'all? Yes. Thank you so much.
Me to compete when you cheat with loose women. It took me some time, but now I moved on. Because I realized I got myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out. And it ain't no need to cry. Talk about that from now on. I'm gonna be my own best friend. Be myself and that's all I got.
Yeah, and I did ask her about that with the new diagnosis of the gestational diabetes. She said that prednisone can raise blood sugars.
Yes, it can. But at this point, we just have to play it by ear.
Yeah.
Because if your platelets are 60, they have to treat it.
Right.
I think, did you ever have diabetes before?
No.
What you're going to find out is that you're going to be sensitive to certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone's very individualized. So as you eat and you check your blood sugar, you're like, oh, okay, this, whatever you ate, it really doesn't work well for me. So maybe I need to taper it down or modify it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to teach you a lot about how your body responds to certain type of food.
Yeah.
And the nutritional counselor should have already gone over some basic stuff with you.
Mm-hmm.
That you've got to have some moderate level of activity. You've got to eat more protein, more like 6 small meals, good complex carbohydrates, not refined sugars. Like, those are the basic fundamentals of diabetes, whether it's pregnancy related or not. Okay?
Yeah.
Are you taking a low dose of aspirin?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, it's not going to help you anytime moving forward now.
Okay.
I
didn't know I was supposed to.
We usually tell you that when you're 12 weeks.
Oh.
But
I just found out.
But you're not supposed to anyway because you have low platelets.
Oh, okay.
That's probably why we didn't tell you that.
Okay.
I said that and I thought back. I'm like, no, platelets, that's probably why we didn't tell you
Okay.
that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want the Tdap vaccine. Okay. All right. Baby's moving well? Yeah. It's totally fine. That's why it's like, you can have as many babies as you want to. But average for most people it's about, like, the most I ever see is 4. Sometimes I see 5.
Yeah.
Rarely I see 6.
Because I have thrombocytopenia and I have gestational diabetes, I am at higher risk, but they're not like double the risk, if that makes sense. It's 2 separate risks. So low platelets, you bleed out, need transfusions, all of that stuff, versus gestational diabetes, is its own set of risks. They're not worse together. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. It makes sense in my head, and it makes sense when we were talking about it, but now that I'm trying to explain it to the camera, to y'all, I don't know if it makes sense. So let me try it again. Gestational diabetes and thrombocytopenia together do not make it a higher risk of a pregnancy for me. I'm at high risk by myself. I'm at high risk by itself with the thrombocytopenia if my platelets continue to drop. I'm at high risk for the gestational diabetes by itself if I cannot control my sugar levels with diet. So, like I'm saying or trying to say, separately, they have their own risk, and I'm at high risk for each by itself. But together, I'm not at higher risk, if that makes sense. I am going to have a 36-week ultrasound appointment. But other than that, she told me to just keep doing what I'm doing. Make sure I'm still going to hematology to make sure my platelets aren't dropping. Because if they get below 60, we have an issue. Last time I went to them, they were like 80 something. And then when I got checked at my OBGYN, my platelets were at 90s. So it was looking better than my last 3 pregnancies. So I will make an appointment with hematology. That's kind of the update for y'all. Baby's heart rate is good, growing fine. Yeah, I think that sums up my 30-week appointment.
I gotta give a game proper. Spit it so she get it. There she is, I gotta stop her. Oh yeah. Tryna leave. Oh. I would love to keep you here with me, you baby. Just clap your hands like this. Just clap your hands like this.
Hello. Yes. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, listen, wait me back.
Baby, what you wanna do? I'm ready to pull up on you. I'm ready to do what I do.
Lie back down. Alright. Look at that cute little belly thing. Baby on board. Measurement is good.
Okay.
Let's listen to our baby. That's perfect.
Yay.
146, sweetheart. Okay.
Yes.
So we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so I just got out of the doctor. It was a quick appointment. Blood pressure is good. Heart rate's good. Weight, I lost a couple pounds. Overall, it was a good appointment. She did start talking to me about preeclampsia, which I've never dealt with that before. Never had an issue with that. But because, hold on. She said, don't be alarmed if I have to go on insulin. And I'm like, my lips ashy. Don't be alarmed. I rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Jesus. I'm not. You know, don't be alarmed. I am alarmed. No, I'm serious and I'm joking at the same time. But she told me what I'm seeing is normal because I'm getting further and further along. She said the further along you get, your pancreas creates or produces less insulin. So don't be alarmed if I have to go on insulin towards the end of pregnancy. I come back in 2 weeks, which will be August the 30th. And then after that, my appointments become weekly. She said that I should be having Braxton Hicks, which I have been. What else did she say? That was pretty much it. She wants me to go to hematology, which y'all know I'm going tomorrow, because she said my numbers are not where they should be and they're going down. But everything else looks fine. Baby's fine. I'm fine. Yeah. Good morning. It's the next day. I am at my hematology appointment. I just got here. I got about 5 or 6 minutes before I need to go in. So I'm going to try to go in a little bit early so I can get out early. I do believe they're just drawing my blood, and that might just be it. I might have a meeting with the doctor. I'm not really too sure, y'all. I know y'all are like, girl, every time you have a doctor's appointment, you don't never know what kind of appointment it is. I just know I'm supposed to show up, and that's what I do. So, showing up, about to get my blood drawn, might talk to the doctor. I will see y'all when I get in there.
I can't believe I believed everything we had was last. So young and naive of me to think she was from your past. Silly of me to dream of one day having your kids. Love is so blind, it feels right when it's wrong. I can't believe I fell for your schemes. I'm smarter than that.
I just left hematology. And I'm trying to stay positive. But it's not horrible news. It's just not the news I was expecting. My platelets are dropping. And my hemoglobin is dropping. On top of the gestational diabetes. I'm just frustrated because it's not about the epidural at all. I don't care about the epidural. I was going to try to give birth at home or just labor at home as much as possible because Dion, we don't have anybody to watch the kids, and I know, like, if I go to the hospital like right away, that's time away from him and the kids, and I already know he's not going to be able to be there when I give birth. So I was going to try to like do as much as possible at home, but now I don't think it's the best thing to do because of my situation. I mean, granted, we're talking about a month away and anything can happen, but she bumped my appointments up to every other week for hematology, and I'm already struggling to get in appointments with them because I usually go to my appointments early in the morning because of Dion's work schedule. And with hematology, the morning appointments go to the chemo patients, which I get that. So I'm concerned about scheduling Dion's job schedule. We don't have no help. And I think that's the hardest part about being here in Georgia. My whole support system is in Virginia or in New Jersey. And I've just got a lot of emotions right now. I don't care if I have to give birth natural. I wanted Dion to experience as much as possible with me, but now, you know, she's saying that transfusions have to be involved, and not only is my platelets low, my hemoglobin is low, which the hemoglobin is what carries the oxygen throughout your body. The red blood cells carries the oxygen throughout your blood, and that's low. And then my platelets is what helps your blood clot so you don't bleed out. And she said they're dropping. And so, like I said, she want me to come every other week. And she want me to come in a month, but I just don't know. I don't know. I wasn't expecting, like, I was hopeful that they were at least, you know, the same as last time or around the same, but they're literally supposed to be okay, so she's prefacing it, or she's using a reference of what the anesthesiologist will accept, right? They used to want 100 and above in order for you to get the epidural. They have since dropped the number down to 80. They'll accept 80 for an acceptable level, right? But for them, when they start doing transfusions, is if they get below 40 or 40 and below. And so because they're dropping drastically, she wants me to come and make sure, like, it's either staying the same or not dropping. If it is dropping, she'll start transfusions now. She can't start prednisone at this point in my pregnancy, or at this point, because of the gestational diabetes. Prednisone boosts your blood sugar levels. Also, if she gives it to me now, it'll get to the baby. I don't want my baby to get steroids in her system. So prednisone is out of the question no matter which way you look at it. It's too early. I have gestational diabetes and it'll boost my sugars. So, and if it does that, then we put on insulin. So it's just all these different things that are happening. And I went to my OBGYN 2 weeks ago, and she told me, oh, you know, you're not at high risk. You're at risk for each of them, but you're not at high risk because you have two things. And I'm like, but yeah, I am. The gestational diabetes is blocking me from starting prednisone before 36 weeks because it'll boost my sugars. Well, if my sugars are boosted, then my OBGYN is gonna put me on insulin. And then also too, the baby could be growing at a faster rate because my body's trying to work overtime to try to produce insulin. I don't know, y'all. I think I'm gonna just end the vlog here, and hopefully in my next video it won't be so sad. I mean, I'm just overwhelmed. I'm not sad. I'm hopeful. I got a lot of thoughts going on, but my biggest issue is Dion not being able to be there. And I think the closer I'm getting to the end, I'm just processing what that means. I don't want to give birth by myself, but I will, you know. We got 3 kids at home, and Dion's coworkers have offered to watch them, and I just don't feel comfortable with just anybody watching our kids. So I don't want to go into too much detail about why we don't have no support here, but just know we don't. We have no support. And I haven't had any support here in a long time. And I'm overwhelmed. I've been overwhelmed. And people probably like, well, why do you keep having kids? Because I love my kids. And I will have 10 more if God let me. But If y'all have a support system, please don't take it for granted. Don't take it for granted. Yeah, if you have a support system, I know family members may get on your nerves, but if somebody is willing to help you out, don't be ashamed to say you need help. Don't be ashamed to accept help. Because even though those are your kids or that's your kid, you gotta have a life too. And you gotta do things for yourself. And that's my problem for the past 4 years. I have not had a life. I have not had time to myself. And so all I know is my husband and my kids. So it's just, I don't know. I'm rambling. I'll see you on my next video.